Put a little salt on your tongue right now and hold it there. If it tastes good to you instead of harsh, your body is screaming for it. That's a real test, and after 60, most people fail it without ever knowing what it means. 79-year-old woman, my patient, drinks salt water every single morning before anything else touches her mouth. Not a pinch. A measured amount, 20 years straight. I ran her electrolyte panel expecting a disaster and got the cleanest numbers I'd seen in months. Blood pressure normal, no dizziness standing, no cramps at 2 a.m., no afternoon crash. Her energy outran patients 20 years younger sitting in my waiting room. Here's what nobody explains. After 60, your body loses its grip on sodium. Your kidneys flush it faster. Your medications strip it out. Plain water dilutes whatever's left. So you wake up dehydrated at the cellular level no matter how many glasses you force down. Blood pressure swings. Energy dies by noon. Muscles seize in the night. And every doctor tells you to cut salt further, shoving you deeper into the exact deficiency wrecking you. That woman does it 6 different ways. Each one paired with a specific additive. Each one hitting something completely different. Adrenal support, digestion, circulation, cellular hydration. Same glass, 6 different jobs. Billions a year. The electrolyte industry. Powders and $40 bottles for something costing pennies in your own kitchen. Your exhaustion is their paycheck. Now, number 2 on this list changes your morning energy harder than anything else here, and almost nobody has heard of the combination. Every study is waiting for you in the description. Before we start, tell me one thing below. What's your age, and do you wake up tired even after a full night's sleep? I read every comment myself, and I write back. Now let's start with number 6. The first way to drink salt water and the one benefit it delivers before you finish the glass. Number 6. Salt water with turmeric for inflammation. Every single morning, millions of people wake up with stiff joints, sore muscles, and a general itchiness they blame on aging or poor sleep. But the real culprit is often chronic low-grade inflammation running silently in the background. This is where your first salt-water combination comes in, and it is incredibly simple. You take 8 ounces of warm water, add a 1/4 teaspoon of high-quality sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, and stir in 1/2 teaspoon of ground turmeric. That is it. But what happens inside your body after you drink this is remarkable. The salt ensures the water actually gets absorbed into your cells instead of just passing through your system. Meanwhile, the turmeric delivers curcumin, which is the active compound responsible for its anti-inflammatory power. A 2016 meta-analysis published in the Journal of Medicinal Food reviewed 8 randomized controlled trials and found that curcumin supplementation significantly reduced C-reactive protein levels, which is one of the primary markers your doctor checks for inflammation. Participants saw an average reduction of 6.44 milligrams per liter. That is not a small number. When you dissolve turmeric into salt water, you create an environment where your gut can absorb the curcumin more effectively because the sodium stimulates stomach acid production. A study in Planta Medica found that curcumin absorption increased when consumed with a warm saline solution compared to taking it with plain water. To get the maximum benefit from this combination, always add a small pinch of black pepper to your mixture. Piperine, the active compound in black pepper, has been shown to increase curcumin bioavailability by up to 2,000% according to research published in Clinical Pharmacokinetics. Without that black pepper, most of the curcumin passes through your digestive tract without ever reaching your bloodstream. Drink this on an empty stomach first thing in the morning and wait at least 20 minutes before eating breakfast. The warm temperature helps dissolve everything evenly and also stimulates your digestive system gently. Within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent use, many people report noticeably less morning stiffness, reduced joint discomfort, and an overall feeling of lightness. The key is consistency. One glass will not transform your inflammation levels, but daily use builds a cumulative anti-inflammatory effect that compounds over time. If the taste is too earthy for you, Try adding a small squeeze of lemon to brighten it up without compromising the benefits. This is one of the easiest and cheapest anti-inflammatory protocols you can follow, and it takes less than 2 minutes to prepare each morning. Now let us move to number 5, where we add something with even deeper effects on your gut. Number 5, salt water with ginger for digestive health. Your digestive system is the foundation of your entire health. If your gut is not working properly, nothing else will either. Nutrient absorption drops, energy crashes, bloating becomes constant, and your immune system weakens because roughly 70% of it lives in your gut lining. This is why the combination of salt water and fresh ginger is so powerful as a morning ritual. To prepare this, take 8 ounces of warm water, dissolve a quarter teaspoon of sea salt, and grate about half an inch of fresh ginger root directly into the glass. Let it steep for 2 to 3 minutes, then drink it down. Fresh ginger is critical here because the dried powder version contains significantly less gingerol, which is the bioactive compound that drives the digestive benefits. A 2018 study published in the journal Food Science and Nutrition found that gingerol accelerates gastric emptying by up to 25%. That means food moves through your stomach faster and more efficiently, which reduces bloating, gas, and that heavy, sluggish feeling after meals. When you combine ginger with salt water, you get a double effect. The sodium chloride stimulates hydrochloric acid production in your stomach, which is essential for breaking down proteins and killing harmful bacteria in your food. Meanwhile, the gingerol activates digestive enzymes and increases bile production from your gallbladder. Together, they create an environment where your entire digestive process runs more smoothly from top to bottom. A randomized controlled trial published in the World Journal of Gastroenterology tested 24 healthy participants and found that those who consumed ginger before meals experienced a 50% faster rate of gastric motility compared to the placebo group. The best way to maximize this benefit is to drink your salt and ginger water exactly 15 to 20 minutes before your first meal. This gives your stomach time to ramp up acid production and enzyme activity before food arrives. Think of it like warming up your car engine before driving. If you struggle with acid reflux, start with a smaller amount of ginger, maybe a quarter inch instead of half, and work your way up gradually. Some people find that too much ginger on a completely empty stomach can feel intense. The salt content should stay at a quarter teaspoon or less to avoid any nausea. Over time, this morning habit can significantly improve nutrient absorption because your body is actually breaking down food properly instead of letting partially digested particles pass into your intestines. Research in the European Journal of Gastroenterology and Hepatology showed that improved gastric motility correlated with a 19% increase in micronutrient absorption rates. This is not just about avoiding discomfort. This is about making sure every meal you eat actually counts. But what if your biggest struggle is not digestion, but energy? Number 4 tackles that head on. Before we reveal our next powerful recommendation, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. What you're about to hear could be the missing piece many seniors have been searching for. Number 4, salt water with raw honey for natural energy. Most people reach for coffee the moment they wake up, and there is nothing wrong with that. But here is what most people do not realize. That morning fatigue you feel is often not a caffeine deficiency. It is a mineral and glucose deficiency after 7 to 8 hours of fasting overnight. Your body burns through glycogen stores while you sleep, and your sodium levels drop as well because you lose electrolytes through breathing and sweating even in a cool room. This is where salt water with raw honey becomes a game changer. Take 8 ounces of warm water, add a quarter teaspoon of sea salt, and stir in 1 tablespoon of raw, unprocessed honey. Raw honey is important because pasteurized honey has been stripped of most of its beneficial enzymes and antioxidants through heat processing. When you drink this combination, the salt immediately begins replenishing your sodium and trace mineral levels while the honey provides a quick but sustained source of natural glucose. Unlike refined sugar, which spikes your blood sugar and crashes it within 30 minutes, raw honey contains a balanced ratio of fructose and glucose that your body absorbs more gradually. A 2012 study published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition found that honey consumption produced a significantly lower glycemic response compared to sucrose and glucose, with participants experiencing 35% less of a blood sugar spike. The salt in this mixture plays a crucial role that most people overlook. Sodium activates something called the sodium-glucose cotransporter in your small intestine. This is a protein that pulls glucose into your cells more efficiently when sodium is present. Research published in Physiological Reviews confirmed that glucose absorption in the intestine is directly dependent on sodium concentration. Without adequate sodium, your body struggles to utilize the glucose you are consuming. To prepare this properly, make sure the water is warm but not boiling. Temperatures above 104 degrees Fahrenheit destroy the delicate enzymes in raw honey that contribute to its health benefits. Stir until the honey and salt are completely dissolved. Drink this 20 to 30 minutes before breakfast for the best energy results. Athletes have used variations of this formula for decades. A study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that a honey salt solution consumed before exercise improved endurance performance by 12% compared to plain water. You do not need to be an athlete to benefit. Whether you are heading to work, going for a walk, or just trying to get through your morning routine without brain fog, this combination gives your body exactly what it needs after a long overnight fast. The energy you feel from this is clean, steady, and does not come with jitters or a crash. Now let us move to number 3, where we address something that affects nearly half of all adults worldwide. Number 3, salt water with apple cider vinegar for blood sugar. Blood sugar instability is one of the most common and most overlooked health problems in the modern world. You do not need to be diabetic to suffer from it. Millions of people experience energy crashes, brain fog, intense cravings, and mood swings throughout the day simply because their blood sugar is riding a roller coaster. This is where the combination of salt water and raw unfiltered apple cider vinegar becomes incredibly valuable. To make this, add a quarter teaspoon of sea salt and 1 tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar to 8 ounces of room temperature or warm water. Make sure the apple cider vinegar contains the mother, which is that cloudy strand of proteins, enzymes, and beneficial bacteria floating in the bottle. This is where most of the metabolic benefits come from. A landmark study published in Diabetes Care in 2004 tested participants with insulin resistance and found that consuming apple cider vinegar before a high-carbohydrate meal improved insulin sensitivity by 34%. That is a massive improvement from something that costs pennies per serving. The acetic acid in apple cider vinegar slows down the rate at which your stomach empties food into your small intestine. This means glucose enters your bloodstream more gradually instead of flooding it all at once. When you add salt to this mixture, you amplify the effect because sodium helps regulate the hormonal signaling between your gut and your pancreas. A 2017 study in the Journal of Functional Foods found that vinegar combined with a mineral-rich solution reduced post-meal blood sugar spikes by 20% more than vinegar alone. The mechanism is straightforward. The sodium supports adrenal function, which governs cortisol production. Cortisol and blood sugar are directly linked. When your adrenals are depleted of sodium, they release excess cortisol, which triggers your liver to dump stored glucose into your bloodstream even when you have not eaten. By replenishing sodium first thing in the morning alongside acetic acid, you are addressing blood sugar regulation from 2 different angles simultaneously. For best results, drink this 15 minutes before your first meal and again 15 minutes before your largest meal of the day. Start with just 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar if you are new to it and gradually increase to 1 tablespoon over a week. Some people experience mild stomach discomfort if they start with too much too quickly. Always dilute it properly because straight apple cider vinegar can damage tooth enamel and irritate your esophagus. Using a straw can help protect your teeth. Research from the Journal of Evidence-Based Integrative Medicine also showed that consistent daily apple cider vinegar use over 12 weeks led to measurable reductions in fasting blood glucose levels by an average of 10 milligrams per deciliter. That is a meaningful shift. Number 2 takes hydration to an entirely different level. and you probably already have the ingredient. Number 2. Salt water with lemon for deep cellular hydration. You have heard people say drink lemon water in the morning, and you have probably dismissed it as just another wellness fad. But when you combine lemon with salt water, something very specific happens at the cellular level that plain lemon water simply cannot achieve on its own. Here is how to prepare it. Squeeze half a fresh lemon into 8 ounces of warm water and add a quarter teaspoon of sea salt or Himalayan pink salt. The lemon must be fresh because bottled lemon juice has been pasteurized and has lost most of its vitamin C content and enzyme activity. When you drink this first thing in the morning, the sodium and potassium from the salt work alongside the citric acid and natural electrolytes in the lemon to create what researchers call an optimal oral rehydration solution. This is not a marketing term. The World Health Organization has used a similar formula of water, salt, and citrus for decades to treat dehydration in clinical settings worldwide. A study published in the British Medical Journal found that oral rehydration solutions containing sodium and citrate were 33% more effective at restoring hydration status than plain water in dehydrated adults. The reason comes down to something called the sodium-potassium pump, which is a mechanism in every single cell of your body. This pump requires both sodium and potassium to pull water inside the cell. Lemon juice provides natural potassium while the salt provides sodium. Together, they activate this pump far more effectively than either ingredient alone. Research published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition demonstrated that participants who consumed a citrus salt beverage retained 26% more fluid over a 4-hour period compared to those who drank plain water. This means better skin hydration, improved kidney function, more efficient toxin removal, and sustained energy throughout the day. The citric acid in lemon also stimulates your liver to produce bile, which is essential for fat digestion and detoxification. A 2014 study in the Journal of Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition found that citrus polyphenols supported liver enzyme function and reduced oxidative stress markers by 18% over a 12-week period. For maximum benefit, drink this immediately upon waking before anything else enters your system. Your body is in its most dehydrated state after sleep, and this combination replenishes fluid at the cellular level rather than just filling your stomach. Wait 20 minutes before eating or drinking coffee to allow full absorption. The warm temperature is important because cold water can constrict blood vessels in your digestive tract, slowing down absorption. If you find the taste too sour, you can add a tiny drizzle of raw honey, but keep it minimal. Consistency is what makes this work. After just 1 week of daily use, most people report clearer skin, fewer headaches, and significantly better energy throughout their afternoon. And now we have arrived at number 1, the most important and most scientifically supported way to drink salt water. Number 1. Salt water with baking soda for pH balance. This is the combination that researchers are paying the most attention to right now, and for very good reason. Your body operates within an extremely narrow pH range of 7.35 to 7.45 in your blood. Even a tiny shift outside that range affects every enzymatic reaction, every cellular process, and every organ system in your body. Modern diets heavy in processed foods, sugar, caffeine, and animal proteins push your body toward a more acidic state. Your body then works overtime pulling alkaline minerals from your bones and tissues to compensate. Over time, this leads to mineral depletion, fatigue, weakened immunity, and accelerated aging. The solution is surprisingly simple. Take 8 ounces of warm water, add a quarter teaspoon of sea salt, and stir in a quarter teaspoon of aluminum-free baking soda. This creates a buffered alkaline saline solution that your body can use immediately to support its natural pH regulation systems. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Immunology made headlines when researchers at the Medical College of Georgia found that drinking a baking soda solution daily shifted the spleen's immune response from inflammatory to anti-inflammatory in just 14 days. The study showed that the solution promoted the production of anti-inflammatory T cells while reducing pro-inflammatory ones. When you add salt to this equation, you provide the chloride ions that your stomach needs to maintain proper acid production, while the bicarbonate from the baking soda supports alkalinity in your blood and tissues. This dual action is critical because many people who try baking soda alone end up neutralizing too much stomach acid, which impairs digestion. The salt acts as a balancing agent, ensuring your stomach stays acidic enough to digest food while your blood and tissues receive the alkaline support they need. A clinical trial published in the Journal of Nephrology found that participants who consumed a sodium bicarbonate solution daily for 12 weeks experienced a 35% improvement in kidney function markers. Their blood bicarbonate levels stabilized and metabolic acidosis symptoms decreased significantly. To prepare this correctly, always use aluminum-free baking soda. Check the label carefully because some commercial brands contain aluminum compounds that you do not want to consume daily. Dissolve both the salt and baking soda completely before drinking. The water should be warm to help with dissolution, but not hot. Drink this first thing in the morning on a completely empty stomach and wait a full 30 minutes before eating. This gives the bicarbonate time to be absorbed into your bloodstream before food triggers acid production in your stomach. Start with just 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda for the first week and increase to 1/4 teaspoon once your body adjusts. Some people experience mild bloating or gas initially as their system adapts. Do not exceed half a teaspoon per day without consulting a healthcare provider, especially if you have kidney issues or high blood pressure. Within 7 days of consistent use, many people report reduced acid reflux, more stable energy, fewer sugar cravings, and a general sense of balance. The research supports this timeline. That wraps up all 6 ways to drink salt water with a simple additive each morning, and every single one is backed by real science. You do not need to do all 6 at once. Pick the one that matches your biggest health goal right now, whether that is fighting inflammation, fixing your digestion, boosting energy, stabilizing blood sugar, hydrating at a deeper level, or restoring your body's pH balance. Start with one, stay consistent for at least 2 weeks, and pay attention to how your body responds. Small daily habits create massive long-term results, and this is one of the simplest and most affordable changes you can make. If this video helped you, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss what is coming next. Thanks for watching.